Welcome to this tutorial on making use of cell references in Excel. Understanding cell references is essential for working efficiently with Excel. Let's start with the basics. A single cell reference simply points to the value in that cell. For example, if you want to reference cell A1, you just type A1. This can be used in formulas like equals A1 plus 10, which adds 10 to the value in cell A1. Next, selecting a range of cells. A range reference covers multiple cells, such as A1 to A5. This means you're selecting all cells from A1 to A5. You can use this in functions like equals sum A1 colon A5 to add up all the values within that range. From this point on, I will just say A1 to A5. But you can also mix single cell references and ranges in the same function, like equals A1 times sum B1 to B5, which multiplies the value in A1 by the sum of values in B1 to B5. We could use the fill handle shown in the previous video to copy the formula over to the cell next door, but this will also change the references as we have not used an absolute reference. When it comes to locking cell references, this is where the F4 key becomes very useful. By pressing F4 after selecting a cell reference, you can cycle through different types of references and it will add the dollar signs needed instead of having to type them. A1 is a relative reference, which will move when you copy the formula to another cell. $A. $1 is, however, an absolute reference, which remains constant no matter where you copy the formula. Then we have the two optional directions, A. $1, this would lock the row but not the column. And finally $A1 locks the column but not the row. For now, however, let's make that A1 reference an absolute reference by adding dollar signs to both the letter and the number. Then move the fill handle to see the A1 reference will stay in place. Remember, if you don't have any dollar signs in your reference, it will move the references. To demonstrate this, if you have the formula equals A1 in a cell and you copy it to cell B2, the reference will change to equals A2 because it's a relative reference. If you use equals $A, $1, it will remain the same regardless of where you copy it. This also works with the fill handle. Also, sometimes there may be a scenario where you want a reference to move horizontally but not vertically, or vice versa. In this example, I have used a countifs function to count the number of specific items a salesperson has sold. There are 4 references in this function: 2 criteria ranges and 2 criteria. These ranges we want to stay static, as these are the areas we want to check for our criteria continuously. Our criteria references, however, want to move relative to the table's rows or columns, however, with the item criteria moving vertically only, and the salesperson criteria moving only horizontally. $G14 will lock the first criteria to column G, allowing it to move up and down in that column, but not left or right. $13 for the second criteria will allow movement in the row, left and right, but not up or down. This will ensure when we use the fill handle to copy that cell into the other cells in the table, that the referenced areas will remain correct. You can also select multiple ranges within many functions using the comma key. For example, the formula equals sum open bracket A1, A5, B1, B5, E1, E5 close bracket. This can be particularly useful when you need to combine non-contiguous ranges in your calculations. Otherwise, you could use a reference like A1 to F5 to include the whole region. That's all for this tutorial on cell references in Excel. By mastering these techniques, you can create more dynamic and powerful spreadsheets. Thanks for watching.